So now once you have a database and the Redis up and running, what is the next step we need to do? We need to find a way to connect to that database. I mean, you can connect to the Postgres using Express app or simple PG module, but here we are using Nestjs. Nestjs provide its own way of integrating with the database. So there is a Nestjs Typeorm module, and Typeorm we have already installed. So we just need to initialize this module as a root inside a root module, like Nestjs Typeorm module, sorry, Typeorm module dot for root async, and pass the runtime configuration. So let's see that how it looks like. This is our containers, and now I have created database folder inside source. Here you can create a Typeorm config and what all configurations options you need. So here it contains multiple things, right? First of all, we can also populate environment which contains the database host, port, username, and database name, right? And your database Typeorm config. So these are the username, password I can copy from my Docker Compose override file. API development pass, and database name is, I think it is API data testing. So now we'll write Typeorm config. In Typeorm config, what all things it needs? It needs type, host, port, username, password, and couple of more attributes like database, autoload entity, synchronized true. So these are some of the properties which are Nestjs Typeorm configurations. So before we integrate, we need to have all these properties either populated through process.env. I mean, you just put them inside env db host db port username password, right? And they will work. So this is our simple Typeorm config, Typeorm options. Now we can just find a way to integrate with the database. Okay, so here inside our app module, we can just write all the configurations. So here we are not talking about okay how Nestjs works and what is a Nestjs syntax and all. I mean, we are just using our knowledge which we have with the Nestjs modules, controllers, services, how to initialize the Typeorm modules. We are just covering that. So config module I have registered. Now I can just do Typeorm module.forRoot, right? So this is how you can do the static initialization of Typeorm module. What is static initialization? I mean, when you have everything, you just pass it through the process.env. Or there is a dynamic initialization when you are getting these configurations like database username, password through config module, which is another module of the Nestjs. Then it's not a static initialization. It will be called dynamic initialization of a Typeorm module when you are passing those environment variables, I mean those values through the config module. So Typeorm module.forRoot, and here you can just specify okay app module, domain module. So now let's look more onto the code side, how we are going to add this database module, Redis module, and all those things.